Good morning, everyone. Hope you are all doing well today. I wanted to thank Reverend Yu for giving me this opportunity to speak with you this morning. I would like to begin by saying that the Fourfold Grace practice is my favorite practice in all of Won Buddhism. So that's kind of saying a lot. When I first began studying the teaching of the Fourfold Grace, I was completely smitten. With your permission today, I would like to explain why and how this happened. Grace in Won Buddhism is a core expression of the interdependency and interconnectedness of everything. It was expressed by Sotasan based on his own awakening to the truth that nothing can exist without being interrelated with everything else. Each being in the universe is related to and indebted to other beings for their existence. With regard to human existence, all things in the universe, and that means everything, are classified into 4 groups and are known as the Fourfold Grace. The grace of heaven and earth, the grace of parents, the grace of fellow beings, and the grace of laws. The Fourfold Grace is the manifestation of Dharmakaya, the truth Buddha, or Ilwan Song. It could be said that the Fourfold Grace and Dharmakaya Buddha are 2 sides of the same coin. In Won Buddhism, we see the world from the perspectives of grace, which implies coexistence, interdependence, and oneness. It is said that there have been 2 great discoveries that have benefited all humans on earth. One is Buddha's discovery of our mind nature, and the other is Sotasan, the founding master of Won Buddhism's discovery of grace. There is a reason why we have 2 eyes. One is for looking inward and observing our mind, and the other is for looking outward and finding grace, said Daesan, the 3rd headmaster of Won Buddhism. The 4 graces are the embodiment of Ilwan in its different forms. That is, all that exists in the universe can be separated into the 4 graces. The graces are written from the perspective of gratitude, owed by the practitioner. They make up part of the gateway of faith based on retribution and response of cause and effect, which also includes the 4 essentials and requiting grace is Buddha offering. So let's look at the Fourfold Grace a little bit. The grace of heaven and earth. We could not live without heaven and earth. If there is a relationship wherein we cannot live without the other, then where would there be grace any greater than that? Heaven and earth have the way and the power. We have air to breathe. We have the support of the ground for our bodies. We see and feel the radiance of the moon and the warmth of the sun. We have the benefits of the wind, the clouds, the rain, and the dew. We have the myriad of things that come to attain endless in accordance with the way. How could we not have the abundance of gratitude for this, for heaven and earth? If we are ungrateful to heaven and earth, we will inevitably incur the punishment of heaven. We will have many occasions when we are either excessive or deficient in everything we do. We will be attached to signs so that internally we are conceited and extremely boastful. How then could we not incur transgression and harm? As I watch and experience the suffering our Mother Earth is feeling now, I cannot help but feel a great sadness. I feel that she is being destroyed and being ripped piece by piece as we experience her destruction and devastation. The only hope I have that it is not too late to save her. Without her, we are doomed and lost forever. We need her, and I pray for her every day. The grace of parents. We would not be here without the grace of parents. The great grace of giving us birth and raising us and teaching us the way is why we owe a great debt of indebtedness to them. They raise and protect us and teach us human duties and responsibilities, guiding us in human society. How can we show gratitude? If our parents become ill, sick, or losing their mental capacities, we should care for them lovingly. If our parents are no longer living, we can show gratitude by assisting the helplessness parents of others as if they were our own. I think this is a wonderful way to honor the memory of our parents. The grace of fellow beings. Could we live alone on a planet that has no people, no animals, no plants? We need fellow beings. If we are ungrateful to fellow beings, then we will all hate and dislike one another and become mutual enemies. There will be quarrels between individuals, ill will between families, hostilities between societies, and no peace between nations. And this will become a world at war. Sound familiar? The grace of laws. We could not live in tranquility and order without laws that regulate self-cultivation for individuals, domestic affairs for families, social order for families and societies, national order for nations, and global order for the whole world. We need laws. Laws enable us to live peacefully by removing injustice and promoting justice through distinguishing right and wrong, benefit and harm, and by thus maintaining tranquility and order. Master Tayson said, "There is no better life than to discover grace and live in gratitude. There is no lesser life than to discover harmfulness and live in resentment." My faith in Ilwan Song is a guidepost, a path leading me to my belief in the Fourfold Grace. Through my practice of Ilwan Song, I realize my indebtedness to heaven and earth. I realize that I am one with heaven and earth. There is no separation. Through this connection, I become one with all sentient beings. This is for me the key element of my practice. When I look at someone who is homeless, I see myself as someone without a home. When I look at someone who is hungry, I see myself and feel the hunger pains in my stomach. When I see an animal suffering and in pain, I feel that I am that animal, and I feel the suffering and pain. We are all the same. Because of this, I am grateful that I have this special connection to everything and everyone. It develops my empathetic compassion for the world. I have also come to the realization that even if my compassion and love is not returned in kind by someone, it does not really matter to me. I do not look at sentient beings or myself differently as we go through the cycles of sickness, old age, and death. Whether events are fortunate or unfortunate, I have faith that events are what they are for a reason that I may not be aware or understand at the time. Before I began my Buddhist practice, I did not accept this idea at all. I was angry, frustrated, and would sink into a depressive state and go down the rabbit hole for various lengths of time. I would cocoon myself and dwell on the situation over and over again, thinking that I would come away with a new conclusion. Of course, that never happened. The conclusion would always be the same, regardless of my reaction to it. Because of my practice, I have come to a state of acceptance and gratitude that permeates all my choices, all my interactions, and my daily life. This is my faith in the Ilwan song. This is my practice. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day today. Thank you. One, the mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2, the mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3, the mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4, let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5, let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6, let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7, let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8, let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness